I've never seen a generation of women like I have today where women want to be men so badly. Y'all want to lead the relationship. Y'all want to be the leaders. Y'all want to dictate everything. Y'all want to be combative and argue with the man. Why do you want to be a man so badly? But I'm going to tell you why a lot of these women get these toxic traits. It's because they were raised by single moms who literally hated men because they decided to not heal from their trauma. And so they teach this nonsense to their daughters. So then their daughters grow up and then come out here and literally try to ruin men's lives and be combative and want to lead the relationship and want to argue about double standards. Oh, well, if a man can sleep around with as many women as he wants to, then I should be able to do it too and not be judged. No, that's not how that goes. First of all, what happened to being a lady? What happened to being a lady? Nobody wants that no more. Y'all, it really needs to stop because y'all only talk about double standards and how y'all don't like it when it benefits you. Y'all need some healing. You're not a man. Stop trying to be a man. Let the man lead. It's okay to help him, to be his helper like it was designed to be. Y'all got to get it together.
You know, I hear the part where she was saying, I don't want to be judged or I shouldn't be judged if I sleep around or if I do some of the same things that men do. And I don't know where y'all got that we're not judged. We're absolutely judged. We're judged, and not only are we judged, we're held accountable for every single thing that we do on this earth. The difference is that we can take it. We can deal with it. We can, stomach whatever the results are, good or bad. We'll leave it all on the floor. And if we fail, then we just own it. Most of us, it's a lot of feminine men that was raised in single parent households by their mothers nowadays. But most of us can take whatever comes with that. Women can't take it when they fail. Women can't take it when then they're criticized or you come into a man's space or you decide to approach it or go into a career field or make some of the similar decisions that come along with being the head of the household and choosing for yourself. And so the ultimate real accountability is that can you deal with the negative consequences or the negative feedback that comes along with your actions? If you can't, then why are you advocating for doing similar things as men? Because we take the good with the bad. If we suffer, we suffer. If we win, we get all of the glory. But you don't get that when you get to be a helpmeet, but you get to be the beneficiary of our greatness. And that's the part that I think that is missing in the conversation. It's when people have advocated for equal, right? Which is why I think it's so dumb for everybody to say that they want to be a man or they want to be a woman or we all some kind of symbolism of a human, but we're genderless and all of this other bullshit that you see being communicated out here into the sphere, into the atmosphere. They never talk about the bad. You don't get to hear the stories about the guy that started his own business and he didn't make it. You don't hear about the business owners that fail. You don't hear about the guy that is going through family court and he's being unjustified in his vision for what his family is. And so now he got to pay for all of the residual effects of failing when it comes to his family because family court law was set up at a time where women didn't have the same options as they do today, but yet we don't update family court laws. Women won't abolish family court laws or they won't advocate for the update of family court laws based off of how modern society is because they still want the benefits of being a woman, but they want to advocate for the growth and the greatness that comes with being a man. Women want diversity, equity, and inclusion because they're not necessarily looking to compete with men. They're looking to get some of the same benefits without all of the work that went into climbing this ladder in the first place. The best example of it is the WNBA. You see women advocating for making some of the same money as men, yet you only have, 13 teams or something like that? I could be off. I'm not sure how many teams it is. I have never been to a WNBA game, but my point is that how can you advocate for something instead of earning it? If you want to break down that barrier, guess what? You got to kick open the door and make yourself that valuable. You can't advocate for something when you've been unprofitable for the entirety of your existence. You know, Tyler Perry catches a lot of shit, especially when it comes to black people, the black community. And I'm not necessarily a Tyler Perry fan when it comes to the content because I don't think that it's geared towards me. But the one thing that you can't say about Tyler Perry is that he didn't create it himself. He didn't reinvest it back into himself. Tyler Perry never went out there and complained that the system was against him. He built his own studio. He poured all of his money back into himself, and now he's reaping all of the profits and the benefits that comes along with it. And of course, you know, the lawsuit and people trying to tear him down and all of that, that's a completely different conversation. But my point is that he owned it. He owned whatever it was that he was in when it comes to relationships. We don't get grace. I did a review video. I believe it was earlier today, or I released it earlier today. I recorded it yesterday, but I did a review video where a woman was saying she didn't know that men had to suppress themselves and their feelings and their emotions in order to make logical decisions on the behalf of women and their families on a regular basis. Now, can you do that? You want a partner, but at the same time, you're not going to be the first one to stand up and get the door when the robber comes in or when the people break into the house, or if you have an intruder, you're going to look for whoever it is that's doing that to protect you, to stand up, to make sure that he's carrying his masculine traits. Well, wait a minute. I thought we was all equal. I thought that we was all equal. I thought that you wanted this life. I thought you wanted to compete against me, right? I thought you wanted to be able to be away from your family for an extended period of time, even though you were nurtured in order to try to build this empire. I thought you wanted to have to suffer and for nobody to come to your aid when you fail, because there is no such thing as a participation trophy in life. It's only winners and losers. I'm okay, contrary to popular belief. I'm not trying to put women in a place. I'm okay with women standing up and saying, you know what? I want the exact same thing as men, but you're going to have to get it on that other side too. You're going to have to get it on that other side. You can't have it both ways. Either you're going to be a winner or a loser, and you're going to have to eat that and own it and say, whatever it is that this thing is, I did it. I earned it. I'm going to take all of the glory, whether it's a win or a lose. But the reality is this: you can't, because that's not the way that God made you. That's not your skill set. You can't step outside of your purpose. No matter how you try to, change it, no matter how you try to figure it out, no matter how you try to make it make sense in your mind, the reality is this: you still a woman at the end of the day. There was never a gender war. And I said this on the Millionaire Morning Show today. There was never a gender war. If you are looking to, because you can't lose in something that's not for you anyway, so you actually losing this competition between you and men that you tried to perpetuate actually makes you a winner, because you get to fall back into your femininity and not have to compete against people like me and him and him and him out there that's trying to build this world up to a place to where you can enjoy it. Men had won long before the war had ever started, because at any time, if the men on this earth decided to group up and we actually really had a war in real life, you know what that would look like. It wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be good for anybody at all. And we need each other, but we need each other in the capacity that they're supposed to be. Everybody got a role to play. Everybody can't be the leader, and you don't even want the responsibility of that, because that's not going to be good for you. It's not even good for your health. Your body ain't built to deal with some of the things that we deal with. God made us differently for a reason, and we got to suffer. But we also get the glory that comes along with it. And it's very few and fleeting moments, but that's just who we are. We don't complain about being men. We just do it. We don't cry about it. We just earn it. We just own it. We just get it. We just take care of business. Stop trying to be a man and take your ass back home. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off of life. I love you. I appreciate you. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments.